Hey, welcome to FreightWaves NOW Thursday edition. I'm Chad Prevost.
And I'm Emily Zink. We are talking tech and air cargo. We have Lincoln Duff talking about how one e-commerce company is getting out of the restaurant delivery game.
And Jesse Cohen finding some points of optimism and opportunity even in the freight recession here with air cargo. Jesse, what do you got?
So good morning, Chad. It's great to be here in Chattanooga. So we've had a lot of talk the past 6 or 7 months about how slow the air cargo business has been, the fact that we're in a bit of a freight recession. We took a different look at this, and we've got really a pretty chart up here that talks about where we're seeing growth in exports and imports by air.
Yeah, it is a pretty chart, very interesting. You're looking at traffic growth since 2010, bringing it up. The blue is 2018, the red projected 2019, and you've also divided it between exports and imports. So tell us a little bit about the opportunities happening in 2019, Jesse, in U.S. exports with air cargo.
So what we did here was we looked at what's the track record going back 8 years to 2010. What commodities have consistently, each year, what are the blue chip commodities that have been growing each year in terms of tonnage, export-wise and import-wise? And we found some interesting things here. So on the export side, we've got aircraft and helicopter parts. This is a $77 billion industry in 2018, growing over the past 8 years at over 50% per year and projected to do just about the same for a 9-year time frame. We've got beauty and skincare products. That's another big industry, about $3.5 billion. Artwork, sculpture, antiques, about $1.5 billion industry.
Even a bigger industry than aircraft and helicopter parts.
It's not a bigger industry. It has more growth.
More
so
exports.
It's grown more since 2010. And of course, coffees and teas, this is much, much smaller, but it's grown almost 200%
I see.
On the export side.
Okay, and then U.S. imports, of course, we are a nation that does more importing than exporting. Air cargo, look at, wow, in aircraft and helicopter, lots of imports.
Huge growth. The big number, this is one of the biggest ones in terms of tonnage, is seafood, a lot of salmon, Chile, Norway, the UK, wherever we're bringing in, whatever kind of cod, Iceland, those are the areas that supply our seafood. This is a huge, huge tonnage driver. Look at that growth, almost 100% over the past 8 years. Beauty and skincare products. Hey, we saw this over here on the export side. Aircraft and helicopter parts, artwork, sculpture, and antiques, also growing. So what we're seeing here is the same commodities are growing export-wise and import-wise. People got to have them.
Yeah, so I see that in 2019, in most respects, we're actually importing more in these categories, except for the beauty and skincare products, but still a fair amount for this current climate.
Absolutely. So, this again goes back 8 years. It's showing consistent growth. Maybe 1 year they were off, maybe 2 years, but for the most part, if you look at everything that the U.S. exported and imported over the past 8 years. These are the ones that were 8 out of 8, 7 out of 8, 6 out of 8, the best, most consistent ones for folks that are selling to shippers to depend on for traffic.
So beauty and skincare products, a big part of air freight. So if you want to look good, go to air cargo.
Recently, Amazon announced they're getting out of the restaurant delivery game. Lincoln Duff joins me now. And Lincoln, I didn't even know they were in the game to start with.
Yeah, Emily, thanks for having me on again. So Amazon was in the delivery game, but they weren't doing very much. They were the market leader in Seattle, where they're headquartered, but the other 20 cities across the U.S. where they were delivering, they had about 5% market share. So they weren't doing a ton. That space is dominated by your Uber Eats, your Grubhubs, your Postmates, Waiter, all those companies, and they've all been growing exponentially. The problem with Amazon is they were only offering this service to their Prime members, and they weren't really trying to bring on new customers.
And it's one of those things, but they're not giving up completely. They just bought a company in the UK.
Yeah, so I think their strategy now is acquisitions, right? They purchased a company in the UK called Deliveroo for almost $600 million. So that's gonna kind of help get their delivery business back up and running just through an acquisition.
And they're out of the restaurant game here in the US, but they're still doing grocery delivery. Yeah. We see the signs at Whole Foods. Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, so they're in about 100 cities across the U.S. They deliver Whole Foods to your home through their Prime now. It's still only for their Prime customers, but it's something they are continuing to do on that grocery delivery space.
And it's big business. 40% of people, you said, up from 20% last year. Yeah. get their groceries. And this is an interesting picture.
Yeah.
There's a Walmart employee in someone's home at their fridge. Talk about this new service Walmart's doing.
Yeah, so Walmart's debuting this in-home delivery. This is something that's pretty new in the space. It might creep some people out, but it's something that they're excited to debut. So about 40% of people have ordered their groceries online in the last year. Most people that are Walmart customers are ordering and driving and picking it up at the store. But now they'll have the option of allowing a Walmart employee to come in their home when they're not there and deliver their food right to their fridge.
And they're doing 3 test cities right now. So we can't just call up Walmart or get online and get our groceries to our fridge.
Yeah, so unless you're in Pittsburgh, Vero Beach, or Kansas City, you won't have the option of this delivery service, but those 3 are gonna be the test markets. When you're interested in it, Walmart comes out and installs a smart lock at your house. It's good for a one-time code where their employees who will be wearing body cameras will come in your house, deliver and leave. And really they're stressing to make sure that the employees are treating your home like they would a friend or family members, and they have to be employed for more than a year before they can start this service.
Yeah, creepy or convenient, I guess you guys could decide.
By now you may have heard about the developing situation of the 2 oil tankers that have been recently attacked. Kyle Cunningham here to tell us a little bit about this developing situation.
Thanks, Chad. That attack in the Gulf of Oman happened earlier today. That breaking news, pretty dangerous stuff. When we're talking about the effects, we're looking at the price at the pump, at the green handles, diesel, looking like it's going to be going up. As supply gets squeezed, we're going to see those effects. Be sure to tune in tonight, live 7 p.m. on Facebook for the night shift. We'll see y'all then.
A lot of news we covered today, and of course we take a deeper dive. If you head to FreightWaves.com, a lot of great articles there. And as always, share the love on social media.
And be sure to check out John Kingston's Daily Watch for a deeper dive into oil. We are here on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Thanks for tuning in.